Do you want to learn how to make a fire pit in your backyard? Stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how to make something like this. So before we get started to build our fire pit in our backyard, there are some materials that we are going to need, and they're actually quite cheap. So follow me along, I'm going to show you right now what we need. So before we can build our fire pit, there are some essential materials that we're going to need. First thing we're going to need, obviously, we're going to need the stones. And you're going to have to decide how many tiers you want to build your fire pit. So for the video purpose, we're going to be building a 2-tier fire pit, which requires 20 stones. Each tier requires 10 stones. So if you're building 1 tier, you're going to need 10 stones. You're building 2 tiers, you're going to need 20 stones. If you're building a 3-tier fire pit, you're going to need 30 stones. The next thing we're going to need lava rocks. This is going to help the air circulation inside your fire pit. We're also going to need pebbles. This is going to help the drainage, because when it rains outside, your fire pit will get wet, and this is going to help drain everything out. You're going to need sand to keep our fire stabilized. We're also going to need a shovel, and if you don't have a shovel, you can use your hands, you can use a pot, you can use anything to get the dirt out the ground. We're also going to need something to level our fire pit off with. We need measuring tape, and we also need something to put the dirt inside. Normally you will have a wheelbarrow. We don't have a wheelbarrow. You can use your hands, you can use anything to put the dirt inside, or you can use trash bags, whatever works. So those are the essential materials you need to get this fire pit started. So when you're building up your fire pit, you want to select a location in your backyard where the grass hardly grows. So this summer we had our pool put right here, and the grass sort of kind of died around here after having the pool on the ground for the whole summer. So anyway, it will be a flat ground. It will be 6 feet to 9 feet away from the house. You have to make sure that you check your local, state, and local community guidelines when you're building a fire pit or campfire in your backyard. So just go ahead and make sure you measure it out, the distance from your house. We have about 6 feet right here in the middle. So this is our location where we're going to go ahead and build our fire pit. So right now we're going to go ahead and build the first tier as an outline, and watch and see how we do it. So we're about to go ahead and make the outline. So we're going to go around it. Alright. Now if your dirt is hard, you can actually wet the ground and let it soak in so you can go around it. Alright. We're going to dig, our fire pit going to be 2 to 3 inches deep. So our outline got to be perfect. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and dig 2 to 3 inches deep into the ground. You want to make sure that you get all the grass, all of the roots and rocks that are there. As you can see, I marked 2 inches on my shovel. This will give me a point of depth so I know how far to dig in. Okay, so So now we want to start like flatten the dirt here. We got our hole. Doesn't have to be perfect. Step around. If you want to be super accurate, you can use a level. But we kind of got a feel for it. There you go. So the next step you want to do, you want to go ahead and pour in your sand. We dug our hole, I think maybe a ½ an inch too deep, so we're going to use the whole thing of sand, but you don't have to use the whole thing of sand. Just going to pour it in here like so. Well. A little bit of alright, and we're going to go ahead and smooth it out next. So now we want to go ahead and smooth the sand out. You can use a piece of wood to do this. Until it's nice and smooth out. So now that you laid your sand out, you want to make sure you flatten it. Like I said, you can use a level and to make sure everything is even. So we already went ahead and made sure everything is even. We're actually placing the stones back in. The first tier is going in right now, as you can see. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So just go ahead and put every first tier in. Alright, and the last stone. Okay, you also want to leave a little bit so that the air can flow inside. And there we go, the first tier is done. Alright, so right now we're going to go ahead and put the second tier on there. The stones are going to go halfway on the first tier, as you can see. We actually realized that we had one stone too much because of the shape of the stone. So if you find yourself with an extra stone, don't think that it failed on you, okay? So I should go ahead and put the second tier on there. If you're planning on living in your house for a long time, you can actually use adhesive glue to glue the stones together. But right now we just didn't glue it because we're not sure how long we're going to stay here in this house right here. Okay. Alright, second tier done. Alright, so the next layer is going to be some pebbles. And as I said earlier in the video, the pebbles are meant for drainage to help drain the fire pit out. Alright. You can actually use a piece of wood just to smooth it out a bit. Alright, so the last step is to go ahead and add the lava rocks in here. This is going to help distribute the fire with the air. Just spread them out. Okay, spread them out as evenly as possible. And there you have it. Building a fire pit in your backyard was never so easy. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section and we will definitely get right back to you.